All right, my friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Monroe, North Carolina. Great little suburb outside of Charlotte. Head east down I-74. You're going to run into Monroe. We should just drive through Monroe on the way to the beach when I was a kid, or nothing else for that matter. But Monroe is amazing now, my friends. Lots of construction, lots of industry coming in, lots of new businesses. You're gonna love Monroe. Stay tuned. We're gonna talk about the pros and cons of living in Monroe, North Carolina. I'll be right back. Let's get into it.
Sean Gerald, Charlotte's new construction expert, helping you find the best dirt.
All right, my friends, so welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new, my name is Sean Gerald. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm actually a Charlotte native, so there's not many out there like me that actually know the city as intimately as I do, the greater Charlotte Metro. Been here all my life. I only left one time when I joined the Marine Corps. To all my Marines out there, man, simplify to you guys, you hard chargers. Thank you for your service. And if you served in any other branch, thank you for your service as well. And guys, today we're going to be talking about Monroe, North Carolina, the pros and cons of living in that suburb right outside of Charlotte. Now, listen, guys, I get calls every day from folks like you. They always tell me, hey, I thought you were going to be busy. I didn't think you would answer the phone. Of course, I answer my phone. I talk to folks just like you every single day. And it doesn't matter if you're moving here in 9 weeks, 9 days, 9 months, it doesn't matter, okay? I am here to serve you and help you and your family, or just you, get acclimated to the greater Charlotte Metro. All right, guys, so now we're gonna jump right into our video. We're gonna be talking about, again, the pros and cons of living in Monroe, North Carolina. And as a real estate agent, I'm sure you can imagine, I'm gonna start out with affordable housing as the #1 pro, my friends, okay? Guys, expenses out there are gonna be 32% lower than the national average when you talk about housing expenses, okay? For instance, the median home price out in Monroe right now is approximately just under, I said approximate, but just under $300,000, which is about 14.3% less expensive than the national average of right around $340,000. Now, regular 2-bedroom unit, okay, we're talking about renting here, will cost you right around $1,200 a month, which is about 17% cheaper than the national average, okay, of right around $1,430, according to payscale.com. Now, let me tell you something. If you live in Charlotte, just 30 minutes away, that number jumps up significantly, okay? You're talking about the median home price in Charlotte, right around $400,000. A short drive down Independence into Monroe, through Indian Trail into Monroe, and you're gonna save yourself some significant dollars. Even builders out here right now are giving away homes, okay? Dirt cheap. Listen, Monroe was a little nothing town when I was growing up. We didn't go to Monroe for anything except to go to Myrtle Beach. That was about it. Sold a few homes out there a couple of years ago. These folks got great equity in these homes now, and they don't want to sell because everything now is moving that way because Charlotte has experienced such great growth. About 117 people per day moving in. So folks have to move out to places like Monroe if they want to maintain affordability. Now, #2, guys, is going to be a proximity to Charlotte, okay? I just mentioned short drive right outside of Charlotte. Monroe's about 27 miles from Charlotte, okay? Drive time, depending on where you're coming from, could be anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes. Listen, traffic out there is absolutely horrible in some spots. As a matter of fact, I was out there last night, close by anyway. My niece graduated from high school and we went out that way. Traffic was relatively easy heading out, around 7 o'clock last night, but that traffic out there, guys, can get crazy. But the proximity, listen, the quietness of Monroe when you leave the city of Charlotte, the trees, it's just a beautiful place to be if you want small town living, but have access back to the big city, the big city of Charlotte, North Carolina. So these are another reason, guys, to move out there. Monroe's amazing. Blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, listen, I haven't had my coffee yet. I think I need some, all right? But Monroe is a great place to live, my friends. I absolutely love it. And I think that you will love it as well. Now, we talk about the historic charm for #3. I actually visited downtown Monroe for the very first time a couple of weeks ago. And I was surprised. Now, listen, it felt, look, I'm old enough. I'm going to date myself real quick, okay? We're going to talk about Andy Griffith and Mayberry, which was actually in North Carolina, okay? But it kind of feels like that going through downtown, but you've got some modern conveniences right there in the uptown, okay? I think I saw a Starbucks over there. Yeah, There's a couple of little restaurants I saw walking through, but you get my drift, okay? At a brewery up there in downtown. So it was pretty cool, man. There were people out walking and things like that. So I actually enjoyed riding through, man. Some murals on the buildings and things I did not expect driving through downtown Monroe. I got up the car, walked around a little bit, man. It was pretty cool and really, really quiet as well. But it's very, very historic, Victorian buildings. You know, if you like stuff like that, the historic Union County Courthouse, if you like stuff like that, you like history like I do, you're gonna love going out to Monroe and visiting their downtown. Even if you don't move out there, man, I think it's a great place for you to go out and visit with you and your family. And if I'm talking too fast, let me know, okay? Oh, I just got my coffee delivered too, man. Let's go, all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, so listen, number 4, community feel. Residents often describe Monroe as having a strong sense of community with local events, local festivals, fostering a close-knit relationships among the neighbors. Now, the city's size and active engagement, you know, listen, because it's a smaller town, people get to know each other, right? You might know your neighbor pretty well versus living in Charlotte where you may not know your neighbor because it's such a big melting pot. But typically people out in Monroe, they know each other and it's youthful. You may remember from my last video, the average age of a person living out in Monroe, North Carolina is right around 35 years old. And at that age, you're looking for a connection. You probably just started a family, right? Got some young kids, things like that. So you're looking for other families to hang out with and, you know, to get the kids together with play dates and things like that. So if you're looking for something like that, then Monroe could be the answer for you and your family, or just you if you're looking to start a business, whatever it may be. I just think that there's some great opportunity out in Monroe, not just for buyers, right? Not just for sellers, but investors and business owners alike because of the growth coming out to the area, okay? Now, we talk about educational opportunities out in Monroe as well. Now, Monroe is served by Union County Public Schools. It does offer various educational programs. You've got South Piedmont Community College, which offers higher education for the residents out there. And you've got Wingate University that offers further educational prospects. Monroe is also known, guys, for some pretty good schools as well. I think you're probably gonna find the average school out there anywhere from 6 to a 9. But typically those 9 schools and 10 schools, they get packed up. But 6s aren't bad. Listen, I come from the mindset that kids that, you know, are going to school, what happens at home is probably going to play a more impact on what happens at the school itself. My daughter, for example, my youngest daughter, she went to, you know, some great schools growing up, man, but listen, we did a lot of work at home with her to get her ready. And now she's going to be graduating as a 17, but she could have graduated at 16. But like, it happened at home. The public high school she went to was not great, but she still excelled, okay? Going to graduate in the top of her class. So listen, educational opportunities everywhere. Parents, it's what you do at home that's going to help your kid get to the next level, okay? I promise you, I witnessed it with my own 2 daughters, with my own 2 eyes, okay? That's what's going to get it done. Some great parenting, all right? All right, guys, so let's talk about economic growth in Monroe. So Monroe has experienced economic development with growth in sectors such as manufacturing, retail, providing various job opportunities for its residents. The city's strategic location and infrastructure have attracted businesses contributing to its economic vitality. I've mentioned it over and over again, guys. Listen, if you're thinking about opening up a business, you're that kind of person, right, where you feel like, hey, I can move in, take advantage of some of the things that are not there, right? There's opportunity all around the greater Charlotte metro, but specifically in places like Monroe as well, where people are just now starting to move out to this area. You're gonna need all kind of restaurants. You're gonna need different kinds of services and things like that. It's needed out in the Monroe area. And guess what? It could be you to go out there and do it. So it's a great place for business, and they are welcoming people to come in and start businesses out there as well. So take a look at that as well too, especially if you like commercial spaces. The rent can be dirt cheap out there. Could be a great opportunity for you to even relocate your company from wherever you are into the Monroe area. And you want to call a great agent like myself to help you guys do that, all right? Now, when we talk about cultural diversity, the city is known for its multicultural environment, enriching the community's cultural fabric. The diversity is reflected in local festivals, cuisine, and community events that celebrate various cultures, okay? Now again, guys, folks are leaving the greater Charlotte metro and moving all throughout the greater, well, they're leaving Charlotte, I should say, and then moving throughout the entire greater Charlotte metro. And places like Monroe Listen, everybody's moving there. I think around the greater Charlotte metro in general, we've got great diversity, which I absolutely love that about North Carolina and parts of South Carolina there as well too. So listen, come on down, guys. I don't care where you're from, man. Listen, we love you. Come on in, bring in your culture. Let's go get it, okay? We love it, all right? We're talking about outdoor activities, okay? Monroe does offer access to parks, recreation areas, recreational areas such as the Belt Tawana Pond. That thing always messes me up, man. This Belt Tonawanda Park, the Belt Tonawanda Park, okay? And the Monroe County Country Club provide opportunities for outdoor enthusiasts, activists, okay? Not activists. Activities like golfing, hiking, and community sports leagues are popular among residents. Now, we talk about the weather all the time. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know I love the weather here in the greater Charlotte metro. Had to leave out with the jacket on this morning, as you see, but it's gonna be 72 degrees today in Charlotte, and it is February the 7th. I love it. Got a mild climate, okay? Everyone here enjoys our temperature, okay? The climate's, it's just great because you got beaches, you got lakes, you got mountains, okay? You got everything, trails, walking, biking, kayaking, okay? You got the lakes and the rivers, and just a great place to be, man. So everybody loves, because we got great outdoor sports, you got community events, you got great parks you can go to. Ideal for gardening if you like those kind of things to kind of mellow out that peace of mind. You can do those things all around the greater Charlotte metro, and Monroe certainly does offer those opportunities for you there as well. Now, we talked about local events quite a bit. That's gonna be our number 10 pro, because there's not a whole lot to do out in Monroe. You're gonna have various community events, festivals, such as the Monroe Art Walk and the Union County Heritage Festival. Monroe is located in Union County, fostering a vibrant local culture, okay? These events provide opportunities for residents to engage with the community and celebrate local arts and the heritage around Monroe, all right? So guys, this is my top 10 list of reasons why you wanna live out in a place like Monroe. I think for me, the affordability and the proximity to Charlotte and the peace and quiet that I can get moving out somewhere like that, those are my tops for me, okay? The climate, of course, I can get that anywhere around the region, but those are gonna be my top 3 reasons why I personally would move out to Monroe, North Carolina. Now, we're gonna talk about the cons of living in a place like Monroe. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so now we're gonna talk about the cons of living in Monroe, North Carolina. And as you can imagine, limited amenities, okay? Some residents do feel that the amenities may not be conveniently situated within walking distance, potentially necessitating the use of a vehicle or public transit. If you're moving down from New York or somewhere else where you don't have cars, this could be a huge drawback for you, especially for those of you that need to have a car to get back and forth around Charlotte or just around the city. Of course, you can Uber, things like that, Uber Eats, you name it. But I would highly suggest and advise that if you're gonna move somewhere like Monroe, you had better get yourselves a vehicle, learn how to drive, okay? Get your driver's license. I was at the DMV the other day, it was packed with people from out of state because they didn't have driver's license and things like that. I was shocked, to be honest with you. Just like those people that come from the north that can't swim. Just like, what? Can't drive, you can't swim? I don't get it. But they said, oh, we got limited pools. Oh, we don't have cars. So that's gonna be one of the drawbacks of my number 1 con for living out in Monroe. You gotta have a vehicle, all right? Number 2, commute challenges, all right? Commuters in this area may experience longer than average work commute times due to limited public transportation and access. This reliance on personal vehicles can lead to increased transportation costs and time spent commuting. I think you've heard me say it quite a few times, guys, that if you live out in this area, whether you're coming or going, you're gonna hit certain pockets out there where the traffic is gonna be pretty thick, okay? You better daggone make sure that you have adjusted your drive time to account for that, because that can be a huge factor in your commute time coming up and forth, especially leaving out of Charlotte, going through Indian Trail to get back and forth, man, it's gonna be pretty thick with traffic. So just be prepared for things like that as well. But the cost of living, of course, could offset those traffic times. Health care access. Now, even though right there on 74, you've got a huge hospital right there, okay? I've even sold a nursing home out there in the area as well. But factors like poor air quality, okay, and the absence of essential health-related facilities like hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, and pharmacies could be a business opportunity for you, could have played a role in the low score in this category, okay? Residents may need to travel to nearby cities for specialized medical services. So we're not saying that you don't have these services out there. You've got them. But for a city that's growing like Monroe, we need more, okay? We need more. They've got the infrastructure to do it. If you're a business owner, bring your business. It's needed, okay? Number 4, entertainment options, forget it, okay? Some residents feel that there's not a lot to do in terms of entertainment and nightlife, and there's not. Okay, the city may lack a diverse range of entertainment venues, leading individuals to come to Charlotte and have fun and party. The only drawback to that is, yeah, you're gonna be drinking in most cases, and you're gonna drive back to Monroe. And if you're drinking and driving, you're probably gonna get a ticket. Not good. Further adding to the transportation problems that you have, because now you're out there and you've got no way to get back and forth, okay? Leads me to number 5, public transportation, okay? Limited, all right? These options can make commuting a challenge for those without a vehicle. And listen, you're gonna hear me talk about that a lot. You better have a car if you're gonna move out here, guys. It can be a significant inconvenience for residents who rely on public transportation for daily activities. So you've got public transportation, it's just limited. Make sure you do the research. Ask me questions about the public transportation. I'll do the research for you if you need to, but you definitely wanna make sure that you understand how you're gonna maneuver back and forth, whether it's gonna be going into Charlotte, giving around the city, whatever that may be. You better know how you're going to do that, okay? You've also got limited job opportunities as well. While there is economic growth, some people do feel that job opportunities are limited. Individuals in specialized fields may find fewer employment options within the city and may need to commute to one of the nearby urban centers. So just keep that in mind as well as you're thinking about moving to one of these suburbs outside of the greater Charlotte metro. Listen, you have to remember, man, that Charlotte is just now really growing, okay? COVID, we saw this explosion of people moving to the area. So Charlotte itself, listen, I call it cranes in the sky, but there are cranes everywhere, building everywhere around the greater Charlotte metro because so many people are moving. Well, now our suburbs are having to catch up. All the small cities around Charlotte are having to catch up and beef up their infrastructure to deal with the people that are moving outside of Charlotte, or people watching videos like this and deciding to move to some of those towns. So just keep that in mind as well. It's coming. You may be the pioneer to make it happen, all right? Now, we talk about retail variety. Number 7, con for living in Monroe. The city may lack a diverse range of shopping options, leading residents to travel to nearby cities, Charlotte, to get better goods, okay? Better deals, better opportunities for shopping, you name it, restaurants, you name it, okay? That leads me to number 8, dining options. Very limited dining options out here as well. I don't think I've ever stopped in Monroe and actually had a meal. Yeah, I've got Panera Bread, I've got Chick-fil-A, I've got McDonald's and Wendy's and Bojangles and, all these great places up and down that corridor, but I've never really stopped though to have a dinner in Monroe. I don't know where to go have dinner in Monroe. I'm going to find out though, okay? So that's going to be one of the challenges though, guys, okay? Number 7, retail variety. Number 8, dining options. Number 9, cultural activities. Residents do feel that a lack of cultural activities and events, okay? The city may have fewer museums, theaters, and cultural institutions compared to Charlotte, for example, which can limit engagement around cultural opportunities. Well, guess what? Go out there and make some, okay? Move to these areas because you can afford to do so, okay? And then because you can afford to do so, it leaves you a little bit more pocket change to create some cultural activities for people to come to, all right? Keep that in mind. Just because a city didn't have what you want, go create it, my friends, all right? Go create it, all right? And then infrastructure development is number 10. Even though you've got ongoing development out in the area, construction may impact daily life and your commute times, okay? Just keep that in mind. Growth can bring positive change, of course, but it can also slow you down, lead to congestion, noise, and all these things. So keep that in mind as well. You've got a city that's up and coming out in Monroe, so you may have to deal with some noise, some congestion, and some infrastructure delays, my friends, all right? Listen, you know what to do, my friends. I'm gonna stop the video right now, okay? Brains all over the place today, man, but I hope you got something out of this video about Monroe, the pros and cons. You know what to do though, call me, all right? Info is gonna be down below in that description box. I'm Sean Gerald, Lifestyle International Realty here in the greater Charlotte Metro. My friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. I got a little tongue tied sometimes, and I didn't edit that stuff out of you, okay? I want you to see the real, man. This is the real me, all right? I've had somebody call me the other day and say, hey, you know what? You're so nice on that video. I wanted to call you and just see what I would get on the phone. And you're the same. I am the same, okay? I am the same. I'm just happy. All right. Listen, I love you guys. Hope you have a great day today. Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's go get it. Talk to you soon.